Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 21 of Time of Legends Joan of Arc. We're playing the Super Exclusives expansion set scenario called the Battle of Brignais. It takes place in April 6th, 1362. We're going to need to go into the main box set, the Reliquary box, and the Super Exclusive box, and get content from all of these areas to build this game. This is a massive 4-player, 4-army game. It's really just two armies. It's the Tardvenu versus the French, but it's split out to be a 4-player game, so we'll kind of play it that way. And we'll get our 4 heroes set up, get all their cards sorted out here from the different games, and we'll walk you guys through the setup. We also have some super exclusive content here. We recently just did a paint through video for the Village Pack and Super Exclusives Good Place Inn. So we'll have the Good Place Inn on the table. We'll show you some close-ups of that in a bit. Yeah, we've been cycling in Tainted Grail gameplay recently and Song of Ice and Fire, so we've not had a Joan of Arc campaign in a while, so I thought I'd get some of these back on the table. We just did a miniatures makeover video from our Tabletop Miniature Makeover series of Gog and Magog that we included, and we also did a Village Pack and Super Exclusives building paint through video that you guys can go check out there. For this game, Battle of Brignais, we've got 4 heroes and 4 armies, a massive map. You see we're getting the tiles out of the main box set here, but we've got Arnold, Jacques for the French, and we've got Seguin and Petit Meshkin for the Tardvenu. And then we've also got some mercenaries for hire that are in the Good Place Inn. Those include John Harkwood and Robert Knowles, and we can recruit those mercenaries from the inn. So this has got a lot of special mechanics that we'll go into. But first we've got to get this massive board set up, get all of our armies set up. I've got the miniature boxes out on the board as well. So we're going to divide up the cards for the armies. And basically from the layout, it will be the French trying to basically disrupt the Tardvenu, who are the latecomers, who are sort of holding out around the good inn here. A couple interesting mechanics here as we get the minis out, but we've got bowmen, pikemen, pavasiers, sergeant-at-arms, heavy sergeant-at-arms. We've got a couple of standard bearers and musicians on the board. We've got peasant militias for both sides. We've got gentry-mounted knights and French-mounted knights for the French, which are going to be a huge obstacle. But one thing I have to do before we start playing is I need to paint up these special Super Exclusives minis of Leo the Innkeeper, Jacques the Troubadour, and Mizir Quirk. So I've got the cards here. I've got the reference art from the cards. I'm just going to do a quick paint through of these. I'm just going to hit them with... I got base coated here, just some flesh and some simple painting. This guy's got a spot in his face. I can touch up... I'm going to hit these with some washes, and I think that'll be done with it, but I want to get these on the board. I mean, these are a cool... It's always cool when you have the game makers have a mini of themselves. I guess if I were to make a game, I would make a mini of myself as well, so this is kind of cool. Get to play these guys on the table for the first time, and I didn't want to give them their own paint video, but they get a little cameo painting session here in the start of our game setup. And we've got about 20 seasons of Joan of Arc, probably paint-through videos for most of the sets, Apocalypse, main box set, Reliquary box set. So you can go back through, you go to our YouTube channel, and you can check through all of the playlists, or do a search on any Joan of Arc that you want to see. We've also got some highlighted minis as well, like specialized monsters from the different packs, Raising Hell. We've got all of it out there. So go check it out as well. And we'll get these on the board, and we'll continue with the setup. There's quite a few armies in this group. So we've got for the player 1 and 3, the Tardvenu, they've got 4 bowmen, 2 pikemen, 2 pavasiers, 4 sergeant-at-arms, and 2 heavy sergeants-at-arms. And then they also have 4 Volgiers, 2 heavy sergeant-at-arms, 2 mounted bowmen, 4 Gusimier Yeah, and they also have the bear tamer. They've got the 2 wagons as well as the 4 rocky outcrops that we'll talk about in the special rules. And then for our French side, we've got the, like I said, 8 mounted knights, which is going to be a huge force for the French. We've got peasant militias on both of the French side. We've got impetuous knights and heavy 2-handed knights for foot knights, and as well as crossbowmen. A quick fly over the minis here. Last thing to place are the civilians, which are going to be key in the game. We've got apothecary, executioner, citizen, merchant girl, blacksmith, and priest on the board as well. So we've got all those placed. We've got all of our heroes placed, and let's get into the rules. Okay, continuing the setup of the Battle of Brignais. We've got the inn set up, and we've got miniatures for John Harkwood, Robert Knowles, and Jacques the Troubadour, Leo the Innkeeper, and the cat. They're all placed inside of the inn here. Leave those guys here. We've also got placed our blacksmith, our priest at the shrine, merchant girl down here at the well, the citizen up here by the inn, the apothecary by his home down below here, and the executioner. I've already talked about the executioner here. And there's also a blacksmith by his blacksmith home right there. So we got those encounter characters that we can play. Next up, we'll place the round cards in place up here. We'll also place the War Council cards here, and we'll be using the tactics deck. I'll give it a quick shuffle here. Tactics deck. We will put the mythic deck back into the box. Tactics deck will be here. No longer, we don't need these decks. We've got reroll tokens here. We'll pass those out to each of the factions. And last mechanic here was there are placed on the board in hilly areas these rock tokens. So for the forces of our French players, you can see the French forces are already set up in their locations here with rally points. For our Tardvenu, we've got a rally point here and here, and we've placed those rocks where we're going to put the forces for Seguin and Petite Machine here. We also have the 2 carts. So let's go into some of the special play options for this one. Victory conditions. The side with the most victory points at the end of the 6th round wins the game. French side, each mercenary character destroyed or disrupted at the end of round 6 gets 3 victory points. Each mercenary unit destroyed or disrupted, 1 victory point. Each building occupied by French units, 3 victory points. Each captured wagon, 3 victory points. Tardvenu, each French character destroyed, 3 victory points. Each mounted knight destroyed, 1 victory point. Each ransomed civilian, 1 victory point. If there's a draw, Tardvenu side wins the game. So this is clearly like a French victory or not. We've got victory points, experience for the various destroyed characters, captured wagons, destroyed cavalry, or ransomed civilians. We're going to play a 4-player game, but we'll be alternating between Tardvenu, French, but obviously I will be playing all of those parts. We've got our mercenaries up in the hill. We've got the inn. Capturing civilians is another one of those ideas. Arnaud de Savoy's seasoned mercenary. Player 4 can swap his turn with player 2 for the duration of a round, so we can switch between player 2 and 4 if we want to. There's the famous apothecary. Down below we can see our famous apothecary here. We'll do a fly through the village, but the famous apothecary is Priory of Brignais belongs to Guy de Chalac, father of medicinal surgery and the author of the Chirurgia Magna. Once per game, Jacques de Bourbon moves into an area containing the apothecary. Remove any wounds from his unit card. Remove the apothecary from the game afterwards. There's also recruitment. So we can go to the inn where Robert Knowles and John Hawkwood are drinking in the tavern nearby. A character present in the same area can recruit them to his side at the cost of 1 action point. The Good Place Inn. The inn is made of 3 interior tiles. The ground floor, the cellar, and the first floor. And we can also occupy the inn. So that's going to just about do it. So let's do a quick fly through of the village, how we got all the armies set up before we start round 1. Guys, let you fly through this and have some look. And then stick around for a word from our sponsors as well. Pontos Fathom Hobbies is brought to you by the books that we produce. We've got a bookstore link below where you can check out the Catu Journals out of Lovecraft's Providence, the Omnibus Grimoire edition. This is a massive tome collecting the books by August Moldenhauer and Giuseppe Balsamo. If you're a Lovecraft fan, this will dig deep into Lovecraftian lore. Buy the different great old ones. In the collection of these books, you've got August Moldenhauer's Genealogy of Cthulhu, the one that started it all, Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth, and the Psychoanalysis of Rillia. We've also got Giuseppe Balsamo's Necromancy of Nyarlathotep, Alchemy of Azathoth, and the Hermeticism of Hastur. Going along the horror genre lines, we've also got the Tales of the Yellow Sign, Volumes 1 and 2, The King in Yellow, and Lost Carcosa and the Yellow Sign, and the Killingworth Bogman saga, Killingworth Bogman and Carolina Tobacco, guys. If you're more of a sci-fi fan, we've got the Alchemy and Anthroposophy of the Dune Saga. Again, hardcover edition, collecting all the great reasons and influences of Frank Herbert's Dune Saga, looking into Jungian alchemy, Steiner's anthroposophy, and kind of finding out what is it about the Dune Saga that's so attractive to people. We've also got William Mitchell's sci-fi Locksmith of Quanta Saga, Locksmith of Quanta and the Dead Sons 11. Finally, we've got our podcast on our sister channel where you can look into works of Jungian alchemy and Lovecraft, Frank Herbert, and Philip K. Dick, works on Tolkien, George Martin, theosophical works in Conan, Solomon Kane, and John Carter of Mars, as well as our esoteric dragon mystery, Decoding the Dragon Symbol in Myth and Occult Traditions. So go check out the bookstore. Really appreciate your guys' help. And you can also check out our Patreon. We've got a lot of these chapters there for sampling, or go check out our podcast if you want to help support the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Back to our content. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Do check out our Patreon, and to all our Patreon subscribers and our subscribers of the channel, thank you. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. It's easy. Just click that button. You can ring the bell to get notified when the next gameplay comes out, and we will see you in round number 1 of this amazing battle. Take care. Bye-bye.